Summit1g recently had a great interview. He's been doing a lot of these recently. I will link this down below. Make sure to go check out this hour-long conversation as he gave comment on Ninja's fall off, but first and foremost, talked about the good old Mixer days. Yeah, you guys knew we were going to talk about that, where Ninja and Shroud took their Mixer deals, and he himself, as Summit, was also offered a similar deal, he says was a considerable amount, but he was also offered a counter offer from Twitch, which he eventually took and stayed on there instead of taking the move to Mixer, which he may or may not regret.
But the deal like Ninja and Shroud got from Mixer, is that something that popped up in your lap as well, or?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that is something that popped up in my lap.
So, you know, what made you, okay, you want to explain? Because I don't know how it went down. You obviously said no, but yeah.
Yeah, there was, I got an agency, right? And they go to bat for me everywhere. So, there was a weird period of time where people were getting contracts, money contracts, when Twitch was not offering them at the time, right? Or and they were kind of like poaching creators, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mixer was one of those ones that was throwing shitloads of money into not only the website, but we're throwing shitloads of money into content creators to be the faces of their website, to kind of push the website, to bring more people to their website, to use it, to watch it, everything, right? So yeah, that was one of the deals that was on the table was Mixer. Obviously, I won't disclose how much money it was, but it was significant, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure it was. I'm sure.
And yeah, but I ultimately ended up just sticking with Twitch for one. That they were offering up contracts at that time as well, so they offered me up a contract that was of similar value, and I rolled with that. And yeah, that's not a thing nowadays, though.
And it was after this discussion where it was the interviewer who talked about, did Ninja kind of lose relevancy as he took the platform switch from Twitch to Mixer, which I won't bore you guys with my lengthy opinion on this, but I think Ninja was already coming off that fall off, and there was reasons for his decline that were kind of natural, and maybe some that were his own doing, but it was going to happen eventually. So I don't think Ninja made the wrong choice. I don't think anyone would argue against that, but trying to talk about, was Ninja's fall off because he made the choice to move to Mixer? And someone had some very good comments to make about this, where you kind of have to make those sacrifices. At the end of the day, streaming is a business, and Ninja made probably the correct financial decision.
But do you feel like that hurt like Ninja's career though, in a sense? Because I feel like he hasn't been the same since, but that could have been because the game kind of fell off. But like, I feel like
sorry, tell me how you feel.
I feel like since he came to Mixer, even though he got the bag, but he hasn't been as big when he left. Like, he didn't come back, and I'm not sure about Shroud as much.
Could be a couple things, right? You could say that him going to Mixer really hurt his momentum, but you can also say that him kind of like doing the real life celebrity thing may have hurt him as well, because he was no longer like in the basement, like fucking grinding, right? Grinding, because those viewers are ultimately there when you're in the basement, you know what I'm saying? They're not there when you're going to television shows and stuff like that, right? I know that he was doing a lot of like traveling around, doing stuff with people, you know what I'm saying? So maybe there's a world where he just puts his head down and grinds, where he's, he retains more of that. But like you said, it could have been the mixed thing either way, or as well. It's hard to say, because, who the fuck knows what it really was.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably more to it than
a lot of different factors, right?
Yeah. So I'm not really sure, but bro, Ninja's making such a killing, and he gets to play video games every day.
Yeah, it's not
well off.
It's nothing.
But also him going to Mixer probably hurt the momentum is 100% true. Like, all of those streamers who continue to do their thing on Twitch and increase their viewership, or at least have better viewership than Mixer could even allow at some points, it was no doubt that Shroud and Ninja were going to take those viewership hits. But with that, they took the inflated amounts and bags they were given, which I don't think they would regret. But when it comes to a popularity standpoint, from the live streaming aspect where all you can really do is talk about viewers, certainly him moving to Mixer was a part of that hurt. I thought an interesting point that Summit made, though, was Ninja's transition as well to more of the celebrity status and life outside of streaming, which took away from his time to actually stream, which I never really had thought about. Like, the more time he spent away from streaming, I mean, he could have just grinded it out, like Summit says, in his basement, but he wanted to take the deals and do the tours and go on shows. Like, that takes away from all the momentum that he had on Fortnite and being the peak streamer he was. But Summit also reassuring that, like, he's killing it. Like, Ninja is obviously killing it. He made probably most of the right decisions along the way, and he is doing just fine with those decisions he made. And now ultimately he's back on Twitch still with 10K viewers playing Fortnite. I don't think anyone can argue with that, Summit included. But Summit also saying, hey, like, I understand where that ego is coming from. So it's an interesting discussion, and it's been great to see Summit talk on more of these interviews and give time to other creators to just go on and talk on a podcast. So shouts to Summit, and I will link this one down below for all of you guys. What do you think about his comments on Ninja's supposed fall off and loss of momentum going to Mixer? Did he make the right decision? I think he probably still did. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Water and coffee, all right? I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Take care.